Standard 12th, Subject Physics, 9th chapter, Current Electricity. From this chapter, let us see the second application of potentiometer, that is to find the internal resistance of a cell. The circuit diagram to find the internal resistance of the cell is as shown. It consists of a potentiometer wire AB, which is stretched on the wooden board in the form of segments. Then between the two ends of that potentiometer wire A and B, a series combination of cell E, key K1 and rheostat RH will be connected. The positive terminal of the cell is connected to terminal A and negative terminal is connected to terminal B. Therefore, point A is at higher potential as compared with the point B, and therefore the current will be set up in the circuit. It will flow away from this point A. Similarly, the cell of EMF E1, whose internal resistance R is to be determined, is connected such that the positive terminal of cell E1 is connected to terminal A and negative terminal of cell E1 is connected to one of the terminals of the galvanometer. The other terminal of the galvanometer is connected to jockey J. Then a resistance box is connected along with key K2 across the cell of EMF E1. So this R represents the resistance box. So this will be the construction. Now let us see working of this device, and therefore first of all key K1 will be closed. As soon as key K1 is closed, current will be set up in the circuit. At the same time, key K2 will be kept open, and therefore the current through this circuit will pass through only the cell of EMF E1 and no current will pass through this resistance R since K2 is kept open. Now that current will pass through galvanometer to jockey, and therefore now the jockey will be touched at different points along the length of this wire AB. At that time, at a particular point P1, the galvanometer shows null deflection or zero deflection, and therefore point P1 we will get as the null point. Now in this case, the EMF of the cell E1 will now balance the potential difference across the length of the wire AP1, and therefore we can say that the potential EMF of the cell E1 will correspond to the length of the wire AP1, and hence by using working principle of potentiometer we can write E1 is equal to KL1, equation number 1, where L1 is AP1. Now in the second stage, both the keys K1 and K2 will be closed. Now as soon as this key K2 is closed, some part of that current will pass through this resistance box R. So in this case, the currents are flowing through cell of EMF E1 as well as the resistance box R, and therefore now again a proper value of this resistance from the resistance box is taken, that is some value R of the resistance from this resistance box will be introduced in the circuit. At that time, when the jockey is slided along the length of the wire, or when it is touched along the length of the wire, at a particular point P2, the galvanometer will show null deflection or zero deflection. Now in this case we can say that as current is flowing through both cell as well as resistance R, therefore the potential difference V of this cell will now balance the potential difference across the length of the wire AP2, and therefore let that length AP2 will be equal to L2, and therefore in this case the potential difference of that cell will correspond to length L2, and therefore again using working principle of potentiometer we can write phi equal to KL2, equation number 2. Now from equations 1 and 2, dividing first equation by second, we will get E1 by phi will be equal to KL1 upon KL2. KK will get cancelled, hence we will get L1 by L2, equation number 3. Now let us consider the closed loop PQSTP. So from this figure, PQSTP is the closed loop, and then applying Ohm's law to that closed loop, we can write E1 equal to IR plus IR. This is the potential difference across external resistance. This is across internal resistance, and the potential difference phi will be equal to IR. So EMF of the cell is equal to IR plus IR, and potential difference of the cell will be equal to IR. Again, taking the ratio of these two equations, we will get E1 by phi equal to IR plus IR upon IR. I will be taken common from the numerator, and it will get cancelled with this R from the denominator. Hence, we will get R plus R upon R as equation number 4. Now, equation number 3 gives the value of E1 by phi. Equation 4 gives the value of E1 by phi. And therefore, comparing these two equations, 3 and 4, we can write R plus R upon R will be equal to L1 by L2. That is, separating denominator, we can write R by R plus R by R equal to L1 by L2. Therefore, R by R will be equal to 1. So 1 plus R upon R equal to L1 by L2. And therefore, R by R will be equal to L1 by L2 minus 1. And from this relation now, the internal resistance R of that cell will be given as R equal to R into 1 upon L1 minus 1. 1 upon L1 by L2 minus 1. That is equation number 5. So by using this relation, R equal to R into L1 upon L2 minus 1, the internal resistance of that given cell can be calculated. Now let us go for next point, and that is the advantages of potentiometer, or let us see first the applications of potentiometer. What are the applications of the potentiometer, and then we will study its advantages. So applications of the potentiometer, the very first application is voltage divider, potential divider. It consists of the potentiometer wire AB. Between the two ends of this wire AB, a series combination of cell E and resistance R is connected, such that between the two ends of the wire, the potential difference is phi. Then to this terminal A, one of the end of the device is connected, and the other terminal will be acting as the slider. And therefore, if you consider this voltage divider, the potentiometer is used as voltage divider to continuously change the output of voltage supply. The potential phi is set up between the points A and B, between the 2 points A and B of the potentiometer wire. Then one end of the device D is connected to positive point A, and the other end is connected to a slider that can move or slide along the length of the wire AB. Then the voltage phi divides the lengths L1 and L2 in proper proportion. So this will be the first application. Now go for second application, that is audio control. Second is audio control. So in this audio control, we can say that the sliding potentiometer are commonly used in modern low power audio signals as audio control devices. Both sliding and rotary potentiometers, that is faders and knobs, are used for frequency attenuation, loudness control, and for controlling different characteristics of audio signals. Then go for third application, that is potentiometer as a sensor. If the sliders of the potentiometer is connected to the moving part of a machine, it can work as a motion sensor. A small displacement of moving part causes changes in potential, which is further amplified by using amplifier circuit. The potential difference is calibrated in terms of displacement of the moving part, and then it will be acting as a sensor. And now let us see the advantages of potentiometer. The advantages of potentiometer over voltmeter. So the very first advantage is that the potentiometer is more sensitive as compared with the voltmeter. The potentiometer is more sensitive as compared with the voltmeter. Second is the potentiometer is used to measure potential difference as well as the EMF of a cell. The potentiometer is used to measure the potential difference as well as EMF of the cell. On the other hand, voltmeter is used only to measure the potential difference of the cell. Third is the potentiometer is more accurate as compared with the voltmeter. That is, accuracy of the potentiometer is very large as compared with the voltmeter. Fourth advantage is that the potentiometer is having much better least count. That is, very small least count will be possessed by the potentiometer, so that we can measure very small potential difference as well as EMF, but the least count of the voltmeter will be larger as compared with the potentiometer. So these are some of the advantages of potentiometer or voltmeter, but still that potentiometer will having some of the demerits or disadvantages, and these are: the first one, the potentiometer is not portable. It will be bulky, it will be heavy, and therefore it is not portable. It will be very difficult to carry it from one place to another place. On the other hand, voltmeter is portable. The second demerit is, if you consider the potentiometer, then with the help of potentiometer, direct measurement of the potential difference of EMF is not possible. That means by using this potentiometer, we cannot measure directly the potential difference or the EMF. On the other hand, voltmeter can measure the potential difference directly. So these are the demerits or disadvantages of this potentiometer.